Reach your arms forward and up. Keep a soft or big bend in your knees as you hinge forward into forward folds. Ball of the right foot steps back. Lower the knee and the top of the foot. Lift up into a low lunge. Make sure that in this low lunge you're not sinking down, but instead pressing down through that left foot, lifting up. Lower your hands down. Step your left foot back into a table pose. You can either take child's pose, cat-cow, or tuck your toes, lifting up into downward dog. From downward dog, lower your knees down. Right foot steps through. Keep the left knee and top of the foot down. Lift your arms up. Find that feeling of lifting up in your low lunge instead of sinking the hips down. Lower your hands down. Tuck the left toes. Step your left foot back into that forward fold. Knees are bent. Reach your arms forward and up. Bend the knees, hinge forward, forward fold. Left foot steps back. Lower the left knee and the top of the foot. Lift up into that low lunge. Find that feeling of lift here, stretching your left hip flexor. Without moving the hips or pelvis, twist to the right. Hands come back up to center. Lower your hands down. Step it back to table. Take child's pose, cat-cow, or downward dog. Lower the knees. Left foot steps through. Keep the right knee and the right top of the foot down. Lift up for that low lunge, stretching your right hip flexor. Without moving your hips or your pelvis, open out into a twist toward that left leg. Reach the arms back up, lower the hands down, tuck the right toes, step it back into that forward fold, knees are bent, reach your arms forward and up as you straighten the legs. Exhale forward, bend your knees, forward fold. Ball of the right foot steps back. Lower the right knee. If it feels okay, leave the right toes tucked. That should be a deep stretch in the front of the right leg and right hip flexor. If this is enough of a stretch, pause or grab onto that right wrist with the left hand. Lift up, maybe take that lift up toward the left. Come back up, lower your hands. Step that left foot back to table. Any option, down dog or cat-cow or child's pose. Lower your knees. Right foot steps through. Left knee stays down. Maybe tuck those left toes coming into a deeper low lunge. Find that feeling of lifting up, pressing into that right foot. Stay here or grab onto the left wrist with the right hand. Give a little bit of a pull up and then maybe take that pull further toward the right. Come back to center. Lower your hands down. Press into that right foot. Step your left foot forward. Reach your arms forward and up as you come to stand. Bend your knees, hinge forward. Left foot steps back, lower the left knee. Maybe keep the left toes tucked. Lift up into that low lunge. Stay here or grab the left wrist with the right hand. Lift up. Maybe take the lift and pull over toward the right, going a little bit deeper. Come back to center. Left hand will come to the right thigh. Reach your right arm back for a twist. Lower the hands down. Step it back to table. Any option, downward dog, cat-cow, or child's pose. Lower the knees. Left foot steps through. Right knee is down. Maybe tuck the right toes. Lift your arms up. Lift up in that low lunge. Feel free to grab onto the right wrist with the left hand. Find that lift and slight pull to the left. Feeling a stretch in that right hip flexor. Right hand comes to the left thigh. Reach your left arm back for a twist. Hands come back down. Press into your left foot. Step your right foot back into your forward fold. Straighten the legs. Lift the arms forward and up. Bend your knees. Forward folds. Right foot steps back. We're going to bend the right knee, but don't lower it all the way down. Come onto the fingertips. Place a hand on your low back and one hand on your pelvis, making sure that the pelvis is neutral. Check and make sure you're not swaying the low back or tipping the pelvis forward or back. Keeping the pelvis neutral, maybe reach your arms up. Lower the hands. Step it back to downward dog, or again, take any other option. Right foot steps through. Bend the left knee, but don't bring the left knee all the way down. One hand on the low back, one hand on the pelvis. Lift up. Find that neutral pelvis, starting the neutral spine. Hands can stay at the low back and pelvis for feedback, or reach your arms up. Lower the hands down. Left foot steps back to the top, coming to forward fold, reaching the arms forward and up. Bend your knees, hinge forward from the hips. Left foot steps back. Bend the left knee, but don't lower it all the way down. One hand to the low back, one hand to the pelvis. Lift up. Find that neutral pelvis. Adjust as needed. Arms can reach up. Now you can stay here or keep that neutral pelvis. Maybe straighten the legs any amount. They don't need to straighten all the way. And then bend it back into that lunge. Maybe try one more time, straightening the legs any amount. Bending back. Lower the hands down. Step it back to downward dog. From downward dog, left foot steps through. Bend the right knee. Hand to the low back, hand to the pelvis. Lift up. Neutral spine. Make sure you're not tipping the pelvis forward or back. Reach your arms up. You can stay here or without changing anything in the low back and pelvis, straighten the legs any amount and then bend them again. Maybe try that one more time, pressing into the feet, and then bend the knees back into your lunge. Lower your hands down. Right foot steps back to the top of the mat. Knees stay bent as you reach your arms forward and up.